Hi, everyone, and welcome to yet another interesting conversation on Meet Our Inspiring Sams. My name is Pritika, and I am the stay at home mom behind stayatHomeMummy.com. And today I'm really looking forward to talking to a very inspiring lady that I've come across. She was a full time dentist in the past. She's now a full time stay at home mother to two lovely kids. And she's found her new calling in writing. And she's now exploring the world of writing, which is giving her immense joy while being a stay at home mom and taking care of her family needs. So we'll talk more to Vinita Malik. And
Hi
welcome.
everyone. Hi. So good to be here, Pritika. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vanita. The pleasure is all mine. I was so looking forward to having this chat with you.
Yeah.
And so let's start with knowing a little bit about your journey from being a dentist to a stay at home mom to a writer.
So professionally, I'm a dentist. I graduated from Amritsar. I got married here in Gurgaon. I had a full-time practice here for
Okay.
quite a few years.
All right.
But then the family situation was this that I needed a break with two young kids, with my family, with my husband traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed a break.
Okay.
But one thing I want to emphasize here is that it was never out of frustration and it was never out of resentment that I had to leave my work for, the family. It was always out of happiness and joy that it's all right, it's a part of life. If the
Yes.
situation is this, you are needed somewhere else more.
Correct.
So be there, be present, and enjoy the journey.
Wow.
So that is how it happened.
That's such a lovely
Writing,
answer.
thank you. Writing happened, I cannot say it happened by accident because I used to write when I was in college.
Okay.
So that thing about reading and writing was always there.
Hmm.
My father is a very avid reader.
Okay.
My mother also used to read. So reading was always there. Writing, I used to write in college. Then life happened. I got busy with other things.
Yeah.
Then this last lockdown, I was like, chalo, time bhi hai, everything is there. So why not, explore it a little more?
Correct.
So it was a little bit of effort also because I had to come out of my comfort zone to push myself a little.
Hmm.
Okay. One thing is you write in your journal or in your diary and you keep it to yourself.
Right.
So other thing was that I have to look for a platform where I can put it out.
Right.
So for that part, I had to struggle with myself a little.
Okay.
Okay, a little apprehensive how people would take it, how everyone would perceive it,
Yeah.
and but by God's grace, everything turned out really well.
Hmm.
So
So
I'm enjoying it now.
yeah, I think you really have a way with words, Vinita. I would highly recommend reading some of her writings, which are available on Women's Web and Elephant Journal. Vinita has been published and featured on both these platforms, and I think she's doing pretty good because I've read her writings on Elephant Journal, and they are super amazing. So she really has a way with words, and I think it's. I mean, at the first sight, I probably felt that coming from a dentist. It's not normally what you would think, of
Yeah,
that persona is there. That okay, so that imagery, that a dentist writing so
yeah.
well, it's kind of surprising, and it was a pleasant surprise to me. But I think you really, really write well. So, what I
Thank you.
feel
Thank
about
you
your
so much.
writing is you're very expressive and you can really express your emotions in every single word that you put across. So, so what do you have to say about that, Vinita? Like when you write from the heart, and I think you write about everything from your journey of being a woman, from a girl to a woman to a mother. I've read your writings on that. And plus a lot of other things which happen in day to day life. You write a lot about emotions also. So how important do you think can, writing about such innermost feelings and emotions help you as a person?
See, I would say there are two parts to it.
Hmm.
One is that as a female, I feel nature has made us little more sensitive to the emotions of ourselves and people around us.
Yes,
We care a little more about everything.
correct.
So, one thing is to admit those emotions to yourself. That is your step one.
Correct.
What I feel, I'm not an expert in this, but this is what I have learned along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
So you admit it to yourself that right now I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling this, and whatever you are going through, it's all right. This is what this is what I tell my daughter also. She's 10 now. That whatever you are feeling is valid.
Correct.
Never ever deny your emotions or feelings.
Yes.
So after that, I think it is your own personal journey when you start questioning that where are these feelings coming from.
Okay.
So if you're feeling happy, is it a general mood of happiness, or is it that something small little happened today which has brought you here?
Yeah.
So you talk to yourself, you try to understand yourself, you try to understand things around you. The little thing that helped me here was objectiveness, being detached. When you are, let's say something happens in your home, in your relationship with your kids, with your friend, in your workplace. So when you are there as a person involved in the situation, you cannot look at your own emotions or the other person's actions with a objectiveness of the situation that is required.
It's difficult.
So what I do is I let it go, I cool down. So after a day or two, or whenever I feel I'm ready to visit it again, why I did so, or why the other person did so, or what was the whole situation exactly about. So then you will have more clarity about the thing. Why did it actually happen, or what can you learn out of it?
Okay.
So that is your own inner acknowledgement, how to go about it. The second most difficult part for me was if I am expressing myself so specifically, so vulnerably with everyone around me. So the judgment has to come in. People would assume that she went through a difficult time in a marriage, or something relating to my parents, or something relating to my family. So one thing is you have to come out of that fear that what will people think.
Right. Yes.
Because it's all right, they will assume and presume and they will discuss and next day they will forget. So let's make our peace with that.
Correct. Absolutely.
You cannot do anything with that.
True.
However much you try to justify it, or you try to tell them that it is a feeling or an emotion, because they have to find a meaning out of it so that they can relate to it. They will always try to bring their personal experiences with your writing.
Right.
As a writer, I have learned this in the last 1 year, because let's say I've written something about the difficulties in a relationship. So I'll get messages from people, oh, you are facing a difficult time, please, I am there to talk to you, and this and this. So it is overwhelming at times, because overwhelming at times, because one, it is not always necessary that I am going through that.
Yeah.
But it is, second, it is touching that people want to reach out and talk to you and help.
Yes. Correct.
So you cannot deny that aspect also, that people really want to, reach out and help and talk about their emotions and their experiences.
Yeah.
So this is what I have learned.
Yes.
You have to put yourself out there without any fear of judgment or opinions.
Correct.
And only then you will be able to relate to other people.
Yeah. If I may add to that a little bit, Vinita, so I'm also a writer, and I can totally relate to what you're saying, the second part of it especially. So a lot of times when we write about life experiences, you're absolutely right. It doesn't have to be that you are in that emotion or in that situation right now. Maybe you've been there in the past, or maybe as a writer, you have just observed people around you. You have taken a few from their experiences and you're putting them out, adding a little bit of your understanding, your perception, your worldview of it. Okay. So I think when we get messages from people who say that they have also been there because something touched them. Your
Yes.
writing touched them somewhere. They happen to recall that particular incident in their life, or maybe again they standing from a third party, they were kind of reminded of some other incident which they had also seen. So it's like, as a
Yeah.
writer, you are, it's like layers of emotions that you're putting out.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
you're observing something, you're mixing it with your own, you're putting out a worldview, and then another
Yeah.
person, either they have been experiencing it on their own, or they have been observing it as a third party, someone else, and they're reminded of that. So they just want to kind of connect with you and ask
Yes.
you that, so what is it that you think about it? I'm actually I also feel the urge a lot of times where I kind of just step out and start engaging with somebody's post, where I say, okay, how do you say this? And there are a lot of times when I stop myself because I don't know, not everybody might be
Yeah.
willing
Very
to kind of
comfortable.
yeah. So, but then I really feel the urge to know because I just want to learn more about it. So I want to
Yeah.
know that, okay, how do you think that, or what made you feel this way? And in the process, I'm just trying to learn, maybe for my own self, maybe for somebody I know. So this is the power of writing. I have also experienced this over the last, and I've been writing for more than 16 years now. And this is
Oh,
something
wow.
which I have experienced, that yes, my words have the power to make someone feel good or feel bad. So a lot of times I feel that about your writing. So your writing can either prep me, make me feel pumped up and everything, or it can drown me into a world of emotion, which I absolutely love as well. But then I feel that yes, I mean, this is what, and it's natural to feel at that time that yeah, maybe she's feeling something, like that, and that's why she's writing about it.
So
So
there's just one thing that I would like to add. Um, let's say when I wrote my first blog, which was
mm,
about lockdown and my kids at home, it was just a random thing in my diary which I was writing, and my husband went through it and said, "Why don't you, start a blog? It's such a good thing." It was a very general thing, and slowly I got more and more personal. Slowly I got more and more courageous. But
mm,
still, I would like to point out that whenever you read, this is my small request to everyone. Whenever you read,
mm,
do not think that the person has gone through such a turmoil herself or himself.
mm,
It is just that sometimes you are sensitive to a story, to a person. Sometimes you look at a face and you see that, let's say you are in a family gathering
mm.
and you see what is happening in a gathering. Most of us see, most of us observe, but we choose to ignore it.
Yeah, correct.
All of us have done it one time or the other.
Absolutely.
All of us, invariably. My mother has done it, I have done it, my sisters have done it, friends have done it. So when you talk to them, there is always a story behind that.
Correct. Yes.
So you just have to be a little more open eyed and little more courageous to accept it and own it. It's all right. It
Mm,
happens with everyone. Let's just be more honest about our relationships, about our failures, especially not only about success,
yeah.
but failures, but difficult times of a relationship, but difficult times with talking to mothers.
Mm,
All these
yeah.
things, they make your life more, what should I say? They bring that groundedness, that profoundness that is needed to carry on with your life in a more authentic way.
Yes.
So that is what I feel.
This is what I feel inspiring about the whole thing, Vinita. You said it in your own words now, that when you start observing things with an open eye, with an open ear, and you admit those emotions and you pin them down on paper, so that is when you are unconsciously helping out another person by encouraging them to relate to it somewhere. You're right
Yeah,
in saying that yes, they should not really feel that you have been through it, but because you have presented an imagery to somebody,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
have something to feed off, you know,
yeah,
and they can now just, start chewing over those thoughts, or maybe just,
yeah,
take a takeaway from it and
yeah,
kind of, mull over it and then come to some conclusion that, okay, this is what we think should have been done or should not have been done. And when you start putting yourself in those shoes and start imagining yourself in that position, you get a better perspective of things. So
Yeah.
this is, I think, where writing, especially for women, plays a very, very
Yeah.
important role, because we have a very varied kind of journey, you know.
Yeah.
So we were like girls, we were daughters, and then we get married, and then we become mothers, and later on we become mothers-in-law or whatever. Okay, so it's like a whole journey of different experiences. Not that men don't face it, but yeah, I mean,
It's different. It's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
different.
but it's different because we're more sensitive. You know, they probably would just ignore the whole thing and move on, but we might kind of look at it more sensitively.
Yeah.
So when you take all those emotions and you put them out on paper, it really helps you. You know, as you said, it adds more profoundness. It adds more depth to your entire being. So, do you
Yeah.
also feel it has helped you in a similar way? Ever since, because I think your
Um.
writing journey has, like professional writing journey, has been for over a year now, right?
Yeah.
In the last
Yeah.
1 year, how do you think writing as a stay-at-home mom has helped you?
I think it has brought me more clarity about my own thought process, about my own inner self,
Yeah.
about my own journey.
Yes.
And one major thing that I have learned is that I have stopped bothering what anyone is going to think,
Hmm.
because most of the writings that if you read few of my articles, you will see I write from my own personal experience,
Yes.
personal perspective.
Yes.
I use the words I do not use you, she,
Yeah.
third person I do not write, for the simple reason that even if it is not my story, adding that little personal touch, it always, the
Makes it
reader
feel
can
good.
relate to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that is where it has helped me. Uh, it has somehow brought me out of my shell,
Hmm. Hmm.
because putting your feelings and raw emotions out there is a very vulnerable thing. I
Yes.
used to be very anxious initially, few times. What is going to happen?
Yeah.
All that
The
thought process
reaction.
used to go through my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I am more calm. I have I think I've seen both the sides of the things, where people would accuse you, then some of them will relate to you, and some of them will even praise you for your words. So
Yeah.
I am more calm, I am a little more objective about it, that it's all right. I am at a place where I do not even get personal with my writings. It's all right, I felt something, I wrote about it, it is out there,
Hmm.
my job is done. I don't have to go back and get personal with it anymore.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
that is what has really changed.
Yes. Yes. And tell me one more thing, Vinita. So, because you liked writing even from your college days, so it was easy for
Yeah.
you to, maybe think of the idea of publishing it. So, as you
Yeah.
said, your husband encouraged you that this is
Yeah.
good writing what you're doing in your diary. Why don't you make it public? Okay.
Yeah.
But I think not many women, or if you're talking about stay-at-home moms in particular, would not really get this idea very naturally, that okay, let me just start writing a blog. I mean, there are a lot of people who are doing that now, which is really very good. So I have also
Yeah.
covered a few women lately who are who are writing blogs or who have become children's book authors because they themselves have kids. So
Yeah.
they found it very easy to relate to that kind of child mindset, and they knew what their kids like listening to at night or at bedtime, and they started
Yeah.
writing similar stuff for other kids out there. So those
Yes.
kind of ideas, this is something which I really find very inspiring for, being a mother myself, being a stay-at-home mom myself. But what I'm looking at is professional writing doesn't come naturally to everybody. At least the idea of it doesn't come very naturally. So, how would you maybe want to give a piece of advice to someone who's a stay-at-home mom, but because we know that writing can really help her, which is like any kind of writing, how would you really encourage such a person to just go out and at least make an attempt at writing? It doesn't have to be public, but how do you think writing can help them? If you were to just share it to a friend, maybe, just imagine uh,
Uh,
somebody who's
I
not
can
really
tell
a
you.
mother herself. Hmm.
Yeah. So I can tell you what I used to do. I never thought about getting published or being in the top 10 in Elephant Journal. I never thought I would, it was not even in my, a year back, I did not even know okay, Women's Web is there and Elephant Journal is there because I am not a very social media person, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, what I used to do, okay, let's say I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the situation or an emotion, or you are at home and generally you are tired or whatever you are doing. So, I have a notepad and a pen in my backpack or in my purse always.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't have it, you have phone these days,
Yeah, you can
just take a small note.
Yeah, correct.
There and then just take a small note.
Yeah.
So it is not that you have to write 100 200 words about that emotion.
Yes.
Just write 2-3 words. I'm feeling sad because my kids have been troublesome today. It is a very simple thing.
Correct.
Just write one line.
Yes.
You can visit it later if you want to. Maybe at night, maybe tomorrow, whenever you get time.
Yeah.
And believe me, even if you do not revisit it, just putting it on the paper that I am tired today. My kids have been troublesome. My husband did not even help me. He was busy with the office.
Okay.
My maid did not turn up. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to sit down and have my cup of tea. Just write 4-5 lines. It is a very basic thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will feel the burden of the world has gone off your shoulders and onto the paper. So it is the paper's problem now,
Yes.
not yours anymore.
That is, I mean, I would really want to applaud at that, Vinita, because you have put
Thank
it out so beautifully. This is exactly what happens. And this is something which I am also trying to, talk to more and more people about, because this is something which has helped me over the last 1 year. So, in fact, I would even go further, more basic at the example that you gave me. I write out my to-do tasks for the day. I have a whiteboard stuck on my kitchen wall. Okay. So this is like a whiteboard sticker which I have pasted on my kitchen wall. Every morning, the moment I enter the kitchen, I write out maybe 10 tasks that I have to do for the day. And they're very basic, from dishes to laundry to cleaning to helping kids with their homework and online classes, whatever. But I write them all out. And even if it is tasks to be done by others in the family. So, for example, my kid has to practice for her drawing class. For example, I write that out also. So I just have to give her one reminder in the morning. And once she's done that, I tick that off. So that's off her, that's off me. And it's such a huge relief. Rather than I pestering her from morning to evening. Suppose she has a class in the evening. I have to keep pestering her every hour till 4 p.m. So you have a class at 5 and you have to do that. Now it is the board's problem and it is her problem because it is off.
Yes.
It is off me, and once it is done, it is ticked off the list, and it is such a relief. And it's really amazing to feel that way, So
I see. There's just small little thing I want to add. I feel that we as women have that onus, or we feel no, everything in the world is my responsibility.
Correct.
So please accept it is not yours.
Not yours, yeah.
And let's just break the myth of a superwoman. There is nothing like a superwoman. It is just a concept of social media which is sold to you every day, So if I have written something and it has got a number 1 ranking on the Elephant Journal, or it is a featured thing on the Women's Web, that in no way defines my journey as a woman.
Correct.
I go through the same crisis with my kids. I have fights with my husband. I get irritated with my friends. I am tired. I am exhausted. I am bloated. I am everything that every one of you goes through.
Yes.
So do not fall into that concept of, I have to be that picture. You don't have to be. Nobody can force you. Let's just break out of it. Be a little more honest with yourself, and especially in your friend circle. Even if you have 2 friends, 3 friends, pick up those people who are honest with you.
Correct.
Because that will help you for your lifetime. They will be there. I have seen this in people. Oh, I have a house party and I have 40 people coming over and this and that. But then all 99% of it is all pretentious. I'm so sorry to say today, 99% of it is.
Right, yes.
So my point is, be honest. Bring some honesty into your life.
Yeah.
Don't fall for this. के बहुत superficial रहना is not a very good thing in the long run.
Yeah, correct. It's not very healthy for you mentally,
Yeah,
emotionally.
yeah.
Correct.
So bring some honesty because tomorrow your kids are going to do the same. They are looking at you every single moment. You don't have to teach them everything. They are looking at you.
Correct.
If you are like this today, so it is my request to all the women out there. Be honest. Bring authenticity back into your life, which we have lost to the internet generation or the social media or the whatever it is.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to say is it is not absolutely necessary to have a passion.
Okay.
You do not have anything, it's all right.
Yeah. Just feel
You do
happy
not,
with who you are.
just learn to accept yourself. I'm average, it's
Yeah.
all right. The world is not going to fall down.
Correct.
Your kids are not going to love you more or hate you less or anything. Nothing is going to change.
Absolutely.
So that concept of, you have to be there and out there and perform. And now one of my friends, she's known me since college. Since the last 20 years, she's known me.
Okay.
So she talked to me a few months ago. She said, you are saying this, but you are performing, you are writing, you are contradicting yourself.
Okay.
So I thought about it and then I said, no, I am not. Because it was something that happened spontaneously. And even if I had planned it, it is bringing me joy. It is bringing me happiness.
Correct.
I'm not doing it under pressure of anyone else,
Yes. Right.
So there is the difference. You bake a cake because you've seen 10 other people baking cake and posting it on Instagram and Facebook. So you want to do it. No, I am a part of this. Or you want to bake a cake because you like eating cake and you've enjoyed an afternoon with your children.
Yes.
So these are two very different things.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you have to be honest with yourself and everything else falls in place. The universe is there to take care of you. Believe in this.
Yes, that's very true, Vinita. I don't know. I'm just loving every bit of what you're saying, but I think we'll just have to cut it short here. But guys, you got an idea. Such beautiful words shared by Vinita, and even more of these beautiful words you can find in her writings. Please take a personal request from me. Go visit and just have a read at her writings, and they're really, really brilliant. I'll be sharing the links to Elephant Journal and Women's Web in the blog post, so you can take a look there. And there is so much more to Vinita which you can find in those writings of hers. So such wisdom that she shared
so
with
much.
us today. This is really evident, all of it there. So you guys can go take a look. And thank you so much, Vinita. I really enjoyed every bit of this 30, 40 minutes that we chatted up today. And it was such insight. It was so insightful. It's really helped me also kind of relate to things better. And just to kind of wrap it up, I would say one thing which I really loved about what you said today, what you shared with me and with all of our viewers, that let's just be honest with ourselves. We don't have to do something just because another person is doing it. It's okay even if you don't have a passion. And if you do have a passion, which you kind of was reminded of 20, 30 years after college, for example, and you have started now exploring it further, you're enjoying it. So you're doing it, it's giving you joy, it's helping you as a person. And that's the whole idea behind Meet Our Inspiring Sams. We don't want you to be Vinita. We just want you to take cue from her journey. And if you think that writing can help you in some way, if you think that just penning down your emotions in your notepad on a laptop or maybe on your mobile phone, just 4 words, I am feeling sad today because of blah, 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 dot, 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 just filling the blank. And if it helps you, if it releases that mental load off you, then our purpose is served here. So that's all that we have today. And I will see you real soon next month with yet another inspiring Sam story. Until then, thank you so much, Vinita. And thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Pritika. Love yourself, guys. That is the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you very much.